How do I feel about my Focusrite 18i20 third generation 1 year later? Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today in this video, I'm gonna be going over what I've enjoyed about the Focusrite 18i20 third generation since I bought it approximately a year ago. I'm gonna go over what I use it for, how I use it, some of the things I like about it, and maybe some things I'm not a fan of. So if maybe you've been on the fence about buying one, maybe this video will tip you one way or the other. And before we dive deeper into this video, please like this video, subscribe to the channel. It helps the channel grow a ton and I really appreciate it. Also, in the description below, there are links to my music, my Instagram, things I've got, so please go check that out as well. Okay, so just a little recap. I used to have a 2i4 second generation from Focusrite, and that was great. I actually still use it on my video editing software rig. But it was time for an upgrade. I needed to get more ins and outs because I wanted to add some offboard gear. And the 2i4 just wouldn't have enough ins and outs like I needed. So of course, my favorite thing, I had a chance to buy new gear. I looked at a lot of different Focusrite options and even some other companies, and I kind of weighed my options, but I found this 18i20 third generation B stock on reverb.com for about $350. So I figured even if I don't like it, I could always just turn around and sell it or get rid of it or whatever, but I felt like it was worth the chance spending $350. So the way I use it is mostly the way I track in my studio. I only need one input or maybe two if I'm using some sort of stereo signal, like inputs directly off a keyboard or possibly stereo miking a guitar, or a bunch of other things that you might need a stereo signal for. Now on this interface, you have your 1 and 2 input on the front. So this right off the bat was perfect for me. Because I knew it was gonna live in a rack in my ins and outs, the rest of them could live on the back of the interface. So just run over how I have it set up real quick, and you might have seen this in a recent video of mine, but I'm gonna go over again just to be safe. So my in and out on the back, number 3, I have that set up for my warm audio, compressor, and preamp. And for input and output 4 and 5, I'm running a stereo send and return, and those are going to a set of EQPs from warm audio and also their VCA bus comp. And if you've seen that video, you also know I have my preamp and compressor set up so I can actually run it on the front end or as an insert, but I'm not gonna get into that in this video. If you do wanna see how to do that, I have a link below in the description. So how does the Focusrite 18i20 third generation work with my setup? It works great. It has honestly worked better than I could have ever wished for. And on paper, of course, well, yeah, it's doing everything I wanted to do, but to actually get the gear, set it up, run it, operate on it all the time, it's been flawless. And the best part is I need to add this also on in and out number 6. I have that running to some guitar pedals. So just on the interface itself, without any sort of ADAT or any type of extension, I have 2 more channels that I can use for offboard gear if I want to. So I could run maybe some 500 series gear, another stereo send and return. There are options there, which I of course love. So one thing I really like about the Focusrite 18i20 is the build quality. The knobs feel high quality. The interface itself, even though it lives in my rack before I had it in there, high quality. The chassis is nice and sturdy. The plugs and everything, it just feels like a much more expensive piece of gear than $350. Of course, that's if you bought it B stock or used. And on top of that, the quality, I think it sounds very good. I can notice a difference between my 2i4 second generation and the 18i20 third generation immediately. And I'm pretty sure it was not a placebo effect. I listened to my 2i4 minutes before switching over to the 18i20, it was the first thing that stood out to me is everything sounds better. And the monitors I'm running on are the Focal Alpha 65s. Another nice thing about the Focusrite 18i20 third generation, and a lot of other interfaces from that come with this now as well, but it comes with focus control, which is basically kind of a digital mixer. And it can come in very handy when you're setting up certain types of mixes with certain sends and things like that. I've only had to use it a little bit, but the amount I've used it, I could see how it could be an incredibly powerful tool. So that gets 2 thumbs up for sure. And as for cons, I can't really think of a lot. I think the only con I can personally think of is knowing that this is not anywhere near the top of the line for Focusrite. I think there's always a thing in the back of my head is how much better could something sound? To me, in what I do and the way I work in my workflow, it sounds great, but I know there's other things that they have that could sound better. So that's the only con I could think of is wanting more. And as unnecessary as that might be, it's still kind of there. But with that said, I do not plan to upgrade anytime soon. Between the flexibility, what I've been able to do with my offboard gear, the price, I think it's hard to beat the Focusrite 18i20 third generation. I really, really do. It has made my first venture into offboard gear incredibly fun and incredibly easy, and it has legitimately upped my overall quality of audio production. And it really is the cornerstone of my whole setup. So as of now, about 1 year into it, I cannot say enough good things about the 18i20, and I hope to continue to say a bunch of good things about it in the future. So if you have any questions about the 18i20 from Focusrite, please comment below. Again, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, see you later.